On August 6th, Venus came home to its home sign of Libra. Now it rules both Taurus and Libra. Taurus is more your values, your possessions, your luxuries, your luck, what you value and bring in through your own efforts to your home. Um, but when it's in Libra, it is more concentrated on negotiations with partners or relationships or your marriage. It's more focused on others and your balancing relationships with others. The top of the chart is more focused as a whole on society and integrating society to you, and the bottom of the chart is more focused on your inner world, or maybe less focused on other people. Of course, the right hand side of the chart is also focused more on working with partners and so forth. Uh, and the left-hand side is more focused on yourself or your self-initiative, or where how you initiate. But when we're looking at Libra, Libra is on the first sign that is more focused on society and working with other people. And anyway, the time that it is in Libra, Libra rules peace and beauty and harmony and justice and working with negotiating with other people. And so your focus will be more on um, maybe your marriage partner and partnerships, any type of partnerships at all, any kind of legal contracts, some type of negotiation. So during the period that it is um, in Libra, that's what you'll be seeing more of. And so look at your chart, and you can pull your chart up on either AstroSeek or Astro.com or Cafe Astrology. There's other calculators online to see where Libra is in your chart, and it rules the seventh house. And the seventh house is always the opposite of your ascendant. And so when you look at the seventh house, you're looking at whatever sign rules your seventh house is the type of partners that you automatically will attract and be on. And it will be every sign, their opposite sign is on an axis, so the axis works together, and so they balance each other out. And it can feel like you might think of them as the enemy because they're your opposite sign. And the seventh house is, it does rule the house of open enemies, where the 12th house rules hidden enemies, which is, more unconscious. Um, but the seventh house, you're able to see who is, you're openly maybe having negotiate an opposite thought to you, because the sign opposite of you will balance you out, but it also has your it it basically is what you lack. So like a Libra, the Libra ascendant has Aries on their axis, the opposite axis. So, and Aries is what they have to balance. The energy of an Aries is what their exact match to balance them. So, I mean, Aries are impulsive and fire, and Libra is air and beauty and justice and cooperative, and so that's kind of what you get. The traits of the sign that is in your the seventh house in your chart is where you will um, have your exact balance, but it also can be your karmic match, meaning it might be your open enemy. You might have the highest soulmate connection, or the worst open enemy, or become an open enemy. A lot of marriages, um, have that in their opposite sign. But it depends on other things in the chart. I mean, Juno is the ruler of marriage and partnerships. I mean, there's so much to look at when you look at partnerships, but I wanted to focus on for a while that Venus will be in her home sign of Libra, and basically where Libra is in your chart will be affected. Um, and so look at where Libra is, and also look at what Venus rules in your chart, because that is where you'll feel the effect. And so Venus is it's also ruler of money. So I mean, uh, like I was saying, it rules Taurus also, and your values and so forth. So wherever it is, and this could be a good time for negotiating and fixing legal contracts that maybe you haven't been able to figure out, or you might be able to finally work out something, or find out who is undermining you. It will be brought to the fore, and you will see who your open enemies are. And this little thing with all the dates that are some of the effects that Venus will be undergoing is something that I pulled off of Microsoft. Copilot gave me this list of the different periods that where Venus will be affected, but I just wanted to maybe give an idea of what you might feel while Venus is in Libra. You may be able to negotiate, or having more balance in your partnerships, and more able to see both sides. Libra sees all sides of things, and so that's what you might see. And in a chart, like I was saying, the opposite sign is your balance. And so with Libra, it would be Aries is Aries would be Libra is their opposite sign, and Taurus, the opposite sign is Scorpio. Gemini, the opposite sign is Sagittarius. Cancer, the opposite sign is Capricorn. Leo, the opposite sign is Aquarius. Virgo, the opposite sign is Pisces. And so the traits of those opposite signs might be more in focus, because seventh house is Libra's home. And so it might be 7 houses from your sun, or 7 houses from your ascendant, or 7 houses from your moon, or if you have a stellium, 7 houses from that may be affected. But mostly it'll be where Venus is, and it could also be where you see Taurus too, because Venus also rules that house. So, negotiations with money somehow, or so anyway, I just wanted to kind of give a rundown on Venus in Libra and the period that it will be there. You may feel more focused toward negotiations with partners and marriage, and maybe contracts, and so you'll be able to work things out maybe more harmoniously, or find a more justice than you have been able to. Um, but look on that last slide and make sure that you see the dates of the effects that Venus is having, because I think one of them was Saturn, and Saturn restricts, so, or it could structure. So, want to pay attention to the effects that the other planets are having on it too. And I suggest looking at your own chart, and some of those online things have a personal daily um, reading, and you can see what is being affected. So don't really need me to tell you. You can look on it yourself, um, and it would be more personal, because in general readings by astrologers online, they're just general. They have to do it by whole signs, and with the modern day readings, Placidus is more used, and so it doesn't break down the houses evenly, but whole sign breaks down the houses evenly, equal sign breaks down the houses evenly. There's different kinds of ways of breaking it down, and the funny thing is that I went through, I think I wrote a big had a big video about it, about confusion about how can you tell what is the right system to use. Well, I concluded that it's transits that you have to watch, and all the systems do seem to work. It's just more watching the transits. So right now, the transit that I'm focused on is Venus being in Libra, and that's where it will affect you in your chart. So your money and your partnerships are being affected by Venus, and it's usually a more harmonious, more positive energy than some other effects. But you do have to see what, for a personal, see personally how it affects you. Then you have to see your own chart, or I mean, for instance, if Venus is in a negative aspect in your birth chart, maybe you won't want the effects that Venus brings around, because it could bring out the more shadow side, and that's what Venus in your opposite house, the person, the sign opposite you, like Aries, is it can bring out your shadow side. So uh, that there's that to think about. But for the most part, Venus in Libra is a good thing, and rules beauty and aesthetics that are harmonious, and negotiations that are more just and fair. So anyway, thanks for listening.